So what's going on, everybody? I know it's been a super long time since we posted a video, and there's good reason for that. Let's wait for this Harley to go by. These things drive me crazy. But we've been super busy here. Like, super busy to the point where we have just deadline after deadline after deadline after deadline. And because we have such a small shop, we can only do one car at a time, which means that I have to work extra hard and extra fast to get these things done on time and back to the customers. So what we've been working on is things like this Volkswagen back here, which I'll take you in and show you that. This video is going to be all over the place. Just a pre-warning. I'm going to be all over the place. It's been a while since I've been on camera, so I'm going to try to get this out to you guys. So here we go. Let's start with shop update. So we've been working on a ton of projects. A lot of welding stuff. We've been doing a lot of general maintenance stuff as well. And a lot of our friends bring their cars here to have them worked on. A lot of our, people in the area bring cars in to have them worked on. And that's gotten huge because now everybody's starting to think about going on vacation and getting their cars ready for that. So that's been crazy. Two, we've been doing bigger projects like this Volkswagen back here, which has also been nuts because these are big projects. And these are things that'll take 2 solid days of work. But when you can only work on one car, you tend to get tied up with, oh shit, I got to take this off the lift because I have an oil change and a brake job and a few other odds and ends to do. So that brings me to my next topic. Now, this shop that we're in now is 1,000 square feet. We moved in here so that I could kind of regroup a little bit and pull back the reins on some stuff and not have to work so hard. Because I don't know if you guys are aware, but I'm 42 years old. And working my ass off until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning is just not my style anymore. I can't do it anymore. I want to try to get in here and get 8 hours of work done, 10 hours of work done, 12 hours of work done, and get home at a reasonably decent hour and get to bed. So doing that with this small shop in 1,000 square feet was great at first. And then it quickly got out of hand to where the work was coming in, more work was coming in, and this space just isn't conducive to working on more than one vehicle at one time. So we're looking for a new shop. And it just so happens too that, we're looking for a new shop and then we get a letter from our landlord stating that they are not renewing our lease. And we can't figure out why. So we are very quiet. We don't make any noise. We don't cause any trouble. We don't have stuff sitting outside. We don't have anything. So we have no clue why our lease is not being renewed. And multiple calls to the landlord have gotten us nowhere with trying to find out why. So basically we have until the end of July in this shop. And we got to find a new home. So that's what we're working on now, is we're working on finding ourselves a new home, a little bit bigger of a shop where we can work on more than one vehicle at once. And yeah, so the next few months are going to be kind of haphazard with videos like they have been for the last couple of months already. The work is coming in, it's pouring in. We kind of need to get the work in here, get it done so that we can make a little bit of money so that when we move into our new shop, we have a little bit of a budget to deal with for setting things up. We need to buy a second lift. I sold my other lift when I moved in here. We need to get things, tools, equipment, things of that nature to outfit a larger shop. So we're going to be going hardcore on all the work for the next couple of months to try to get ourselves in a position where we can better the shop. And hopefully once I have the time to work on 2 cars at the same time, I'll be able to film more of it because I will have more time in between jobs to where I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and yeah, be able to get things done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys over, show you this Volkswagen. I really apologize I didn't film very much of it at all. You'll see that I filmed me uploading the tune to it, and that was about it so far. So I'm going to take you along, show you exactly what we did with it, and then we're probably going to end this video. So here we go. Let's go check out this Volkswagen. Alright guys, so what we're working with here is a 2012 Volkswagen Golf TDI. It has a 2.0 liter diesel in it, and it's kind of a cool car. It's got about 120,000 miles on it or so, so very well driven. So let's start with what we actually did. So the first thing we did to this car was we got rid of this behemoth right here. Now those of you that are in the diesel world will kind of recognize that as a DPF, or a diesel particulate filter. This little guy is what catches all your black smoke, so it doesn't come out the exhaust and pollute the environment. Now what it does do is when it gets full of all your black smoke, it lights itself on fire and it shoots all of those gases out the exhaust and that's environmentally safer somehow. So we got rid of that because that is a massive problem with these. When these fill up and they don't regen properly, it causes excess back pressure in the exhaust system, causes the turbine exhaust wheel to actually overheat, which can make the turbo fail. So we got rid of that guy. Now we got rid of the EGR canister as well, which is somewhere in this disaster of a tool cart. There it is. So that's the EGR canister, and you can see, well, maybe you can't. Let's see if we get it to focus, that there's a significant amount of black yuckiness inside there. Now these also fill up. When those fill up, it does the same thing. It pushes heat back into the car and is no bueno. So let me see if I can grab a light real quick and we'll get you guys up inside there to see what we replaced this DPF with. Yeah, let's grab the flashlight. Alright, so up in here now, and maybe you can see it. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Alright, so right up in there, that light silver pipe that you see is a pipe that goes in place of the DPF. Goes right up to the turbo and takes the place of the DPF. It's got a bunch of bungs in it for the sensors, the EGT sensor and the oxygen sensor. And that is made by a company called Rawtech Fabrication. They're out of Canada. They make some really, really nice stuff. And then what we did was we V-banded it. We cut the 3-bolt flange off of what comes on it normally. We V-banded it and then built an entire custom exhaust. We got a vibrant ultra quiet resonator in there. This is all 3-inch. We did another V-band here, so this is a 2-piece exhaust. Came over here in the factory location. A little pie cutting there to get it centered in the rear, and then ultimately just a dual 3-inch exit. So we did complete exhaust on this car. Then the other thing that we did to it was in the front end, we installed Bilstein struts, H&R springs, new tie rod ends, new sway bar links, new rear lower control arm bushings. Basically just did a complete suspension refresh in the front. And then in the rear, we also did H&R springs, Bilstein shocks, the whole 9. So this one was actually a pretty big project. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Connecticut roads or northeastern roads for that matter. We use a lot of liquid de-icer. Look at that, it looks amazing. We use a lot of liquid de-icer, and that stuff gets up inside of everything. So now this is a pinch bolt for the front strut. And hopefully if it'll focus, there we go. You could see that there are just threads missing off of that bolt. Now that's the pinch bolt that holds the strut in place. And you can see how damaged this hardware gets over time with the crap that they put on our roads out here. So we ended up having to go to Volkswagen and replace pretty much every single bolt in the front end. So you can see we got brand new pinch bolt right there. The 3 bolts that hold the strut on up top, we actually had to replace those because they all broke. And if they didn't break, it spun the nuts on the strut arm, so we had to literally cut everything out with a die grinder. We had to cut the sway bar links off with a die grinder. This side, driver's side, we had to actually cut the strut to get it out of the car because of how many bolts broke and rounded off and all kinds of other stuff. So that was a huge pain in the butt. But other than that, like I said, we did the Malone tune on it. And I'll show you guys that. I'll insert the clip right here. And yeah, so that was pretty much it for this Volkswagen. Alright guys, so we're currently installing the Malone tune on this thing. And everything else is, you know, top notch with these guys. They really know what they're doing. And they've partnered with Rawtech and made a tune specifically for this DPF delete kit. As you can see in here, the fans are running like crazy right now. So they recommend that you either pull the fan fuse or hook a battery charger up to the battery, which is what we did. So we got our battery charger running on 40 amps. The fans are blowing like crazy, which ultimately would kill the battery if you didn't have a charger or you didn't pull the fuse from the fans. So what we're doing right now is, as you can see, that's moving along, and we're just waiting for this to write to the ECU. Now, one of the most important things with this setup and tuning these things is you make sure you do not interrupt this process, which means you don't want a dead battery, you don't want to move the car, you don't want to touch the car, you want to do exactly what the prompts say and nothing more, nothing less. Otherwise you could potentially brick the ECU, and that's never good. So just follow along with the prompts. Now we'll get the tune installed. This is the Stage 2 from Malone Tuning. Partners up with Rawtech and makes up for the deleted EGT sensors, the deleted rear O2 sensor, deleted cats, the deleted exhaust flap. Takes into account all of that and kind of writes it all out of the system. So as soon as we're done with that, we're going to fire this thing up and we'll get to hear what it sounds like. Alrighty guys, now here's the moment. Tune has been installed successfully. Everything is good. We wrote everything great. Now I'm going to set you guys up behind the car here at the exhaust and we'll give it a fire up and see what it sounds like. The exhaust looks a little crooked on camera. It's partly due to the bumper and partly because I need to make an adjustment. So don't mind that, but we're going to fire it up now. I don't know. That sounds pretty good so far. You definitely smell it. I don't know if you guys saw any black smoke or anything coming out, but you definitely smell it. It sounds really good. It's not as loud as I thought it was going to be, but it sounds amazing. I can't wait to get this thing out on the road. And as I'm sure you can tell, the Datsun is still here. We're going to be working on that very soon. We're going to be getting some stuff done on it and hopefully try to get it running soon. We're trying to knock out all of the lingering projects that we got going on. Get that stuff done. Later on this afternoon, we're actually going to be taking the Volkswagen over to Kenny and throwing it on the dyno. We're going to see what this thing actually makes now. We know what it made stock. We're going to see what kind of improvements we gained with the DPF delete, the 3-inch exhaust, the Malone tune, and all the other stuff that we did to it. Hopefully we see some pretty significant gains. I'll probably bring, you know, maybe my phone camera and we'll videotape it with that. I don't like having the big cameras around when, you know, I don't know, when we're trying to work. Alright, so I told you there'd be a dyno run, and of course Kenny's dyno in this thing. Of course. Because Kenny dynos everybody's crap around here, which is awesome. But yeah, we're getting it strapped down now. We're going to make a run, and hopefully we make some power. We got the man Jimmy O on the wheel.
Dude, always. I had to come for support, you know?
Yes, sir.
Now a car of mine just broken outside, that's all it is.
Yeah. The good luck charm is in the driver's seat.
What gear would you do?
What's up?
You're used to this, huh?
I know, this kid doesn't even faze me anymore.
What's up, guys? MorFab here, and we're gonna do another pull. So usually you only need like 2 pulls. We'll give it to you. The first pull will do pretty decent. Second pull you'll probably pick up a horsepower or 2. That's what me and Ken noticed. And the third pull just for show. So we're gonna do another pull. We don't really feel the need to change gears or anything. 4th gear should be it. And yeah, she hits, as one would say. We're live.
Yay!
So let's see if we can roll pull.
Yeah.
See what it does. Get the brake off.
Yep.
That's consistent.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That was a lot of pull.
So that's pretty much it for what's going on in the shop. So be prepared. We're going to be moving soon. We're going to have more projects in. We're going to have more video coming. We're going to have more interesting stuff, more welding. I've got some ideas about what to do with, you know, some more welding videos. We may revisit the MIG versus TIG video. That seems to be getting a lot of views, and there's a ton of comments on that, and I can go through the comments and we can figure out what we need to address and what we don't need to address. So we're probably going to revisit that one. We may go a little bit more in depth into welding titanium stuff, depending on, you know, what kind of work we're getting with that. And yeah, so just generally, things are this summer are going to get very interesting. So I hope you guys stick around with me for the ride, and we'll see where this goes. So, all right, guys. Sorry for not having a video for a while. We've been super busy. I'm going to try to get one out to you guys maybe once every couple of weeks for right now until we get settled out, and then we'll be able to get on a more regular routine with videos. So thank you guys for coming along on this journey with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching the videos. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Check out all of my older videos because there's something in there for everybody. And while we transition, hang with me, and I promise you it will get better. So, all right, guys, hit that like button too. Hit that little bell icon so you know when I post, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a great night.